Hello. Hello. I'm in the red right now on OBS and I don't like it. Don't like it at all. Hopefully it'll go back into the green. Is it saying that we're missing frames right now due to encoding lag, and that's not good. That's not good at all. What's up, all my beautiful people? Welcome to the latest episode of the Airplane Show, coming at you live on this Thursday night, April 11th, year of our Lord 2024. We're over here in Mother Russia tonight. Mother Russia. Gonna fly this here Boeing Dreamliner 787X. Now this is supposed to be a Metallica Aeroflot livery, but it doesn't look Metallica to me. That's what it said on the description on this livery that I got, but it sure don't look like Metallica to me. Maybe they meant metallic, or maybe I just read it wrong. Because, you know, I've been listening to Metallica for years. I'm a huge fan. I don't think they would partner with a Russian airliner. Just saying. So this is for a small airplane, but I wanted to use a jetway. So we'll see if the jetway connects. But yeah, we don't really have much room to back up, but I think we'll be okay. Let's first of all, hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you would be so kind. Let's see if this jetway connects. Get some realism up in this bitch. Well, that's not exactly getting the job done, buddy. Let's go park. Because I wanted to like park at like an actual gate, but maybe we'll go ahead and park where large aircraft actually go. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. We'll leave it the way it is. All right, let's get in here and actually let's look at our camera angles and pick a good one out for when we do wind up leaving. That one's not bad. That's not bad either. Not a whole lot of camera angles. I think the airplane we flew last night had more camera angles. All right, I like that one. Boy, that paint job leaves a little bit to be desired, that's for sure. That one's okay. Yeah, man, there's like not really that many good camera angles. Camera angle is not too good. It's not too good. All right, let's get some batteries on. Let's put on our ground powers. Still in the yellow for oh, there we go. It looks like we're finally getting into the green. Oh, that is wonderful. All right, let's come down yonder. Actually, let me get up the flight info on Navigraph. I've never flown in Russia before. So this is going to be new. Now this livery is from 2Pilot. He makes some good ass liveries. If you're looking for liveries that are not from the developer, check out 2Pilot, man. He makes some dope liveries, and he updates them for free routinely, man. He does some good stuff. All right, let's go ahead and align this. Let's emergency lights are armed. Let's do front door power is on. All right, let's align this up here. So according to Navigraph, we should be north 5558. Let's go to init reference. North 5558, east 03. Yeah, that's correct. So let's plug that in. And we have UUEE is our reference airport. All right, let's wait for map to finish doing its thing. Now, as far as fuel goes, let's set our fuel. We should have about just over 17,000 kilograms. Wow, well, we got a lot more than we need, Jesus. And our payload is 35,000 kilograms, so our takeoff weight is supposed to be about 189. So let's go ahead and plug in the right payload. So we got 35. 35.8. All right, that's good. And fuel, let's reduce our fuel a bit. We only need 17,000. Landing weight should be about 211. So let's put our fuel there. That's like double. That's more than double what we need. All right, let's get our flight plan brought in here. I don't remember if we can bring it in automatic. I thought we could. Let's take a look here. I could have sworn we could. All right, weight and balance. Set from flight plan. We can bring our flight plan in. Let's get that taken care of. Nav data, FMC communication. Nope, that's not it. Index. Well, let's go to route actually and see if we can bring it in. Here we go. Route request. Activate it. All right, load and execute. Very good. I like that. All right, now let's go to departures, and we're trying to use 24 left. And OLMU3H. So let's go next page. Yep, 3H. Execute that. Let's go back to departures. Let's go to arrival. We're doing ILSW runway 26 left. ILSW 26 left. And we're doing SS053. And then we're doing BIC 6U. There we go. All right, let's enter that in. And our cruising altitude tonight is 37,000 feet, so let's plug that in. Go to VNav. All right, we got 37,000 feet in there right now. Let's bring in our climb forecast. Let's request that. Oh, what's up, amigo? What's up, Magnum? Yeah, well, you know, I figured I'm kind of safe that nothing will fall off the airplane, and if it does, I can just turn the game off. You know, I might be the safest person in a Boeing aircraft tonight. All around the world, I might be the safest one. Alright, we got all that in there. That's good. Let's go back to VNav. 37,000 feet. And our descent forecast should be in. Let's load that in. Alright, now let's bring in our weight and balance. Let's go back to init. Go back to index. Let's go to settings. Let's go to weight and balance, and let's set from the flight plan. Completed. Very good. All right, now let's let me talk to the ATC and make sure I can get this runway for takeoff tonight. I turned their voices off, but we should still be able to get what we need. All right, so if we're taking off on runway 24, that means we're departing going west, so I need to click east here. It's amazing. I just click the opposite direction and it always gives me the right runway now. Alright, what's the ATIS here? How you been, Magnum? Everything doing pretty good? You having a bang up week, my man? Having a bang up week. Glad tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's my favorite day of the week. It's payday. It's my favorite day. I got two favorite days of the week. One is payday, the other one's Friday. These are my two favorite days. Alright, QNH is 30.3. Alright. Let's tune back to tower. Alright, 30.3. Let's plug that in. And now, before we do anything else, let's set up our takeoff here. So let's initialize the flight. All right, let's go to performance. Let's copy the data from the FMC. Okay, 24 left. Condition is dry. All right, UNH is... Oh, I gotta actually type it in. Okay. 30.03. Let's see here. The outside air temperature right now is 7 degrees Celsius. And the wind right now, according to Navigraph, is 240 by 4. 240 by 4. Alright, thrust rating is optimum. Flap configuration, we'll do optimum. Thrust rating, optimum. AI configuration is engine auto, and oh yeah, we gotta do our hey, that's pretty cool. I'll have to look into that. I mean, maybe I can stop relying so much on Navigraph and all that. That'd be cool. All right, let's see what this says here. So, gross weight is 188.7. So we got 188.7. All right, now our zero fuel weight, let's see if that is brought in automatically. There we go. 171.4. Whoops. All right. And let's see here. Let's see if it puts reserves in automatically. No, it doesn't. Okay, so our reserves are 5.6. Yeah, 5.6. Our center of gravity. Okay, so let me put our cost index. I think it's 67. Okay, let me go back to our weights page here. I think that had our center of gravity. Yeah, center of gravity 32.10. So let's plug that in. 32.10. Invalid entry. All right, whatever. Let's clear this out. Let's go ahead and plug in 32.10 for our CG here. And now let's calculate. All right, that's our ass to mouth setting there. Let's send output. Let's go to thrust limiters. Take off. Why didn't it send it out? Why didn't you send it out, huh? Send output. Oh, here we go. Okay. Takeoff ready. Okay, let's accept it. There we go. Now this should be okay. 32. There we go. FMC pre-flight complete. Very good. So we should all be set up now. Alright, position is good. Performance. Alright, we'll just leave that how that is there because we're in green here, so that means we're okay. Thrust limiters, we got the outside air temperature, we got the correct settings there. Yep, I had dinner. I don't usually eat before I stream, but I did have dinner tonight. Yeah. I had, I bought these, forget the company that makes them, but it's in like the fresh food section. I had these raviolis, they're spinach and ricotta cheese. So I cooked them, and I put some fresh vegetables and some beans in with it. A little bit of butter and a little bit of oil and some cayenne pepper and some paprika and some fresh red chili flakes, and kind of mixed it all up. Some oregano, some basil, a little salt and pepper, and kind of mixed it all up. I still have a little bit left, but yep, I ate a little bit ago. All right, we are all set for takeoff. Let's go ahead and get let's make sure our route is good first, and then we'll back up and all that. So let's put this on. Let's put this on plan, and let's step through this. Probably gonna have a discontinuity or a vector in here somewhere, probably. Nah, looks like we're okay. All right, very good. Let's go back to legs. Let's put this back on map. Let's get our APU fired up. So let's put on a little bit of fuel. Let's put on a little bit of APU action. That's okay. Let's put these on. Let's put these on auto. Put our seatbelt signs on. Let's put our beacon lights on. We should have put them on automatically. Put our anti-ice on auto. You can actually hear the APU starting up. It's pretty wild. Alright, passenger oxygen is on. Hydraulic pumps are all on automatic. Packs are on automatic. Overhead lights. Oh, is this the plane where I have to complete the checklist? Yeah, I think it is. Man, I hate that shit. Hang on a second. You'll get a warning light that pops up if you don't do the checklist. Normal. Checklist override. Normal. Checklist override normal. Alright, let's see that there. Entry 1, TKS off, APU is running. Alright, so APU is running. Let's get rid of the jetway, and let's get ready to back up. Yeah, I wasn't really sure what to make for dinner. I had to use those things up by, like, next week. So I didn't want leftover pizza tonight. I had that last night for dinner. I was like, let me make them up. I mean, it's easy to make. It just takes a few minutes for them to... takes 5 minutes for them to cook in the water, and then, you know, just put them into a pan with all the other ingredients and just mix it all up. Alright, let's get rid of that glare shield brightness there. I think it's this little one here. Yep, that's what it was. Alright, so we can turn this one up then. Alright, let's put our flight director on. That's on. Alright, let's go ahead and back up. So we're actually going to use this new pushback feature here. Oh, usually there's a cart that... Usually there's a whole bunch of oh, you know what? There might not be dialogue because we're in Russia. That would make sense. With this pushback feature I downloaded, usually there's a whole, like, dialogue that happens between the ground and the pilot, but it's usually in an accent for whatever region of the world we're in. But maybe they don't have one for Russia. Wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that about the brakes. Alright, that's done. Hopefully my screens don't conk out tonight and go black. Oh, I don't have any fuel in the center. Alright. I don't know either. I've never had an issue with the brakes on this plane, so... That would be a cool feature if they had it, but yeah, I don't know. Alright, V2 is 145. And let me look at our departure here and see if there's any altitude constraints. I don't think there is. Oh, you know what? Never mind, I stand corrected. Wow, we actually have between 8 and 10,000 feet and then 14 and 15. Alright, so let's put this at... Oh, we're already at 10,000 feet. That door's still open? Oh, I thought that door was closed. But that would have been a short trip. Get up in the air and everybody gets sucked out of the airplane. Cabin temperature. Alright, it'll even itself out. Alright, before takeoff, let's put our flaps down. Alright, let's I guess let's go. Oh, let me see if there's... Let me do something here real quick. Data. And let's turn off the local the VOR stations. And then weather. And let's put him on... Let's put this on gear. And we'll put Mega Karen, Giga Chad on plan. Alright, very good. Let's taxi. Now, I don't think I've seen that video. On starting the engines, nah, I've never seen that video before. Do they like... I guess they start them differently than the simulator does. A2A. Nah, I never seen that. I'll have to check that out. Thanks for the recommendation. Let's put on logo, taxi. I was watching a video, a student going for like their private pilot license, and they had to do some sort of maneuver where I think they were in like a little Cessna or a Beechcraft, but they did this maneuver where they like cut the engines off and they like went straight down and then like rolled over and then like put the engines on. I didn't make dinner. Huh? There's I mean, I made stuff for me, but you probably wouldn't like it. You can try it if you want. There's pizza, there's rice, there's mac and cheese, or you can have the ravioli stuff that I made. We should get a big Slurpee machine. Yeah, that's not happening tonight. We'll go tomorrow and get a Slurpee. You can just drink water and pretend it's a Slurpee. Huh? Rice? Yeah. Well, there's 3 boxes of chicken in there, so. But yeah, it was real cool. I mean, like, the engines were shut down. Well, not engines, it was one engine. It was shut down. He was, like, nosediving, and then they, like, rolled over a certain way and, you know, started the engine back up again and got control of the airplane, man. It was, like, that was really cool. Huh. I'll have to check that out. Most realistic. Yeah, most of the engines on this simulator, it's not like, they're not like real hard to start up. I mean, I would imagine in real life they're much more difficult. Because what they got in this simulator for the most part is like, you know, the oil doesn't have to be like at the right pressure, you know, you don't have to have the right like NG, like it's, you just like turn it on and add fuel and you're good. There's some planes that I have where it's a little difficult to start, but nothing like I would expect real, you know, the real world to be. Aeroflot. I thought that was in Russian. Oh, on the other side it's in Russian. Yeah, I was like, I thought I saw that thing in Russian. So I'm guessing I read the livery wrong, because I could have sworn it said Metallica livery. That there was 2 liveries that with this pack, and one was Metallica and one was regular, but this looks metallic to me, so maybe I'm thinking they meant metallic livery, not Metallica like the band, because I'd have a real hard time thinking that Metallica would like let their name be used by a Russian airplane. Like, I don't know. I've been following that band for like 40 years, like since I've been. Yeah, it is Russian. Yep. So Greece wanted me to do a Russian flight, so I was like, all right, well, you know. So I was getting ready to do an ATR tonight. There's a company called UTAIR, UTAIR, and UTAIR, and that's a Russian ATR plane, but I put a poll out and the Dreamliners won it. So what's up H? I'm just gonna call you H-Bad. That's what it looks like to me. What's up, H-Bad? How you doing, brother? Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that like button. Don't think about it, just do it. You could have been done already. It's over. That's it. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Welcome to the channel. I don't recognize your name, so you're either a bot or you're brand new. Oh yeah, they had like 1 million people there, man. That shit was crazy. I think that was the Monsters of Rock festival, I think it was, but yeah, that was crazy. That one they had in the late 80s, like 89 or something like that. All right, let's take off. Let me lower the volume just a little bit. And let's put on some auto throttle. Let's put on L nav and V nav. And let's sync up our heading. And I just want to check the pressure one more time before we leave to make sure it's the right barometric pressure. All right, so it's still, yep, 30.3 is still correct. And we are good to go. God, that sounds so good. I think we're getting this takeoff configuration thing because I don't have the speed brake armed. It'll be okay. Or the trim could have been off a bit. All right, gear up. All right, let's get ready to engage the autopilot. We're about 1,500 feet over. That way we can go outside and just watch stuff. Before we do that, we got to turn photogrammetry back on, so we can see all the buildings in 3D. Yeah, that was one of their better shows, that Moscow show, man. That was crazy how they had, I think it was Monsters of Rock, because I remember them talking about it with the helicopters and like Bon Jovi flying over. Yeah, I've been a huge Metallica fan for many a year, many a decade. Getting ready to put the flaps up all the way. Maybe. I mean, this is the one plane, though, that we really haven't heard much in the way of bad news about, though. Well, outside of... Well, you know what? I take that back. Because there was that news that just came out, like, I think it was yesterday, that, like, the material that they use to make the Dreamliners is so, like, shitty that the plane could just fall apart mid-flight. Did you read that story yesterday? Grease was telling me about that last night. I had a hard time believing that. But man, Boeing is just like, all these skeletons are starting to come out of the closet of Boeing. It's crazy. There's crazy stories about that. Yeah, I haven't looked into it. I don't know if he was telling the truth or if he was bullshitting, but... Alright, so we got to stay at 10,000 feet until our next waypoint. Let's see here. Yeah, but Boeing's got all kinds of issues, man. It's crazy. All right, let's turn off our... Yeah. Yeah, and they used a lot of composite material on this plane particularly because of how large it is. Like, let's turn off the EPU. Yeah, I just I don't know. There's a lot of bad things with Boeing lately. I mean, just pieces falling off. Just I don't know. It's bad. You would think. I mean, like carbon fiber would, and a lot of composite material would, but I don't really know what Grease was getting at when he was telling me the story last night. Like, I don't know, like what pieces could fall apart in a way that the whole airplane would just fall apart. If he gets on, he should be on here at some point. Usually he's on every time I stream. So if he shows up again tonight, I'll ask him. All right, let's put our altitude up to 14,000. And we'll do flight level change, I guess, for the next one if we need to, because we need to stay at 250 knots for that one as well. I know we're in VNAV, but I don't know if it'll... Usually you have to like click VNAV and then click it again for it to start climbing. Yeah, let's do flight level change. Doesn't seem like we have enough fuel for this trip. I mean, we only got like 16% of our tanks filled, but that's what it say. Where is our outside temperature at? Where do it be at? Oh, -6, yeah. We already got it on automatic. That's fine. I was looking at turning icing on, but... Yes. Yeah, you're right about that. I worked for BMW for a short while too, but I worked for Audi for a very long time, and I remember when they started using carbon fiber on their vehicles as well, and yeah, carbon fiber is super strong. But yeah, that composite material, I mean, you find a hairline, like finding a hairline crack is like near impossible in those things. But I would imagine that they would have the technology to find those cracks, like either through some sort of infrared or some sort of system. I can't imagine that they wouldn't have something. I mean, they can find cities miles underground, like in the jungles in South America. Like, they have to be able to find some sort of crack. That's... Maybe they can't though. I don't know. All right, we're going up to 270 now. Is that correct? Yep, 270. And now we should be climbing to 15,000 feet now that we're at 270. Well, we can actually stay at 14,000 feet there. All right, the next one is at 20,000 feet. Oh, you know, what is our... I never even looked at what our transition altitude is for the barometer. Let's see here. SID. It's gotta be on this chart. Oh, 10,000 feet. Yeah, let's set this at standard pressure. All right, now we should be climbing again. All right, we'll do flight level change again. If VNAV doesn't want to work, we'll do flight level change. It's fine with me. Oh, yeah, I've seen that where they put them on... Yeah, that's a crazy test. Yeah, I've seen that test before on YouTube. That shit is crazy. You know what? There's not really any good views of this airplane in the fixed camera mode. That is crazy. Wow, that is really disappointing. That there's like no really good views of this airplane. Goodbye, airport. See you next time. Bye-bye. I like that they put those, you know, I like that they put airplanes through really rigorous tests. I mean, that's a good thing. That torch test, though, is crazy as hell, man. It's like, yeah. I watched a story many years ago about how they put the Airbus A380 together, and that is nuts. Like how they put that thing together, where they get all these different parts. You know, they transport them in the beluga and on boats, and like it's wild. And they bring them in all these different sections and then put it all together at this one factory, man. All right, so we got to be above 22,000 feet at Besta, which is coming up. I'm scared to make this full screen. The last time I did that, all the screens shut off. So I'm going to do my best just to leave like the map in half tonight. Like, I don't want to really mess with it too much. But yeah, this flight should be about... Yeah, the beluga... I would love for them to put a beluga in the game. That would be awesome. I may have to pause this for a second and check on my daughter's food. She is making food, but she went into the bathroom and she's been in there for a while now, and I have a feeling her food's going to be done here in a couple of minutes. All right, so 22,000 feet, and then after that we can... Oh, and then after that we got 25,000 feet. Still got to stay at 270. Now, after we pass Monk, which is the... Or Monic, We got to pass there above 25,000 feet. From there, we can just continue our climb. So I might as well just put this at 37,000 feet now, because we don't have any more constrictions after this next waypoint. Toulouse. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Is it cool? Yeah, I'm saying, like, but did it look like... So was it like in 3D, or was it like just a flat building? Because, like, I've passed over, like, some buildings that I wanted to look at before, and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were, like, flat. But was it, like, in 3D, or, like, was it cool looking, or did it just look kind of like just like a flat kind of... You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm getting my point across. First of all, I didn't know that that was the factory, so thank you for telling me that. But I'm just hey, what's up, dude? But yeah, I've like passed over buildings that I wanted to look at, and they were like all flat and shit. Hey, give me 1 second. She's still in the bathroom, and I don't want her food burning. Give me 1 second. Give me like 30 seconds. All right, it's okay for now. Oh, that's cool. All right, I'll have to check it out. Oh, you were at the okay. That's right. They do have a runway and an airport there. That's right. I thought you were just like flying over it. That's why I was asking about how it looked. I thought you were like flying over it. That's why I was asking. I'll have to go check that out then. Like, I know the Boeing airstrip in Seattle is really cool looking. I'll have to check out Toulouse. All right, can we go in? Like, will VNav work now? All right, looks like VNav will work. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, okay, it's gonna work now. All right, very good. My man, Keith. Keith in the cut. Once we get to cruising altitude, we're gonna put this thing in 2x mode. Me too. We were just talking about Boeing a little bit ago in here about how shitty, you know, how shitty things are. I gotta find this news article. Give me a second. Let me look at this on my tablet. Because we were talking last night, Grease and I were talking on here last night about how, like, the Dreamliner, like this plane, they found out that some of the parts on it can just, like, fall apart, and it'll, like the plane can fall apart midair. I thought it was horseshit. I mean, some of the hate is rightly so, though. I mean, you know, they're having a lot of stupid issues with planes, panels falling off, and, you know, the roof, you know, the fuselage kind of having holes blown in it, like, mid-flight. Like, it's like, I don't know. I know every airplane you know, can have issues, but it just seems like Boeing lately has been having more than More than the usual amount that we hear about. All right, Dreamliner fall apart. Mid-flight. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's a whistleblower. Okay. So there's a YouTube video. If you just type in like Dreamliner fall apart mid-flight, it'll be like the first thing on Google. Supposedly this whistleblower, and I don't know who he is, I haven't watched the video, but this whistleblower is saying that the 787 can fall apart, can break apart mid-flight due to safety flaws. Well, they're going to have to get it back. You know, they're going to have to turn it around because Airbus is doing great. And, I mean, if I was looking for planes right now... Yeah, that's true. You can't really do it with airplanes. But, you know, if I was a company looking at buying airplanes right now, like if I was looking at the Dreamliner versus, like, the A350 right now, I wouldn't be touching the Dreamliner right now. Or a 737. I would just be getting Airbuses right now. All these issues that they've been having. And it seems like it's dumb little safety issues, like using cheap parts or not having the right kind of safety protocol, like checks and balances, like making sure that each station is doing things properly, or... Right, it's what I'm saying. Like, they don't have, like, people checking behind, you know, like when one station is done with whatever they're working on, like nobody checks it to make sure that it's done correct. Yeah, yeah. Maybe they legalized weed up in Seattle, you know, or in Washington, or maybe they be eating mushrooms before they go to work. Hey, I checked on your rice a few minutes ago. Uh-huh. Well, it's not done yet, but... Well, at least it wasn't when I checked on it. Yeah, I'm flying Russian. Greece asked me to do a Russian flight, so I'm doing one. But he's not here tonight, so I don't know where he's at. Maybe the zombies over where he lives finally got him. Or maybe the police finally caught up to him. He's always getting pulled over whenever he leaves his house, so... Well, I chose this livery because it said it was a Metallica livery, but I think I may have misread it. I think it said it was metallic, and maybe not Metallica. But yeah, I'm flying a Russian livery. Chicken rice, that's right. That's what she's eating. Rice-a-roni chicken rice. I know it's good. Some good shit. We turn the light off when you're done. I've made many meals off of boxes of rice-a-roni, man. That's some good shit. I still haven't found a flavor I don't like. I think beef is my least favorite, but I'll still eat it. I like the stir-fry one. I like the broccoli and cheddar one. The chicken one is always banging. Spanish one is pretty good. All right, once we make this turn, we're gonna go 2x. Because we got a ways until... I think this flight's like a 2-hour flight, I think. I think it's like 800 and some miles long. So inland is the end of one airway, and then we're going to be picking up another airway here pretty soon. I think that's the airway, the end of the airway that I chose. Let's see here. Inland. Oh, no, no, no. Ipsel is the end. Inland's just another waypoint. Yep. Packets of rice, man. That's some good shit. I know there's a lot of salt in it, but man, them boxes of rice and packets of rice are so good. Well, Russia doesn't look much different than any other place in the world, man. I don't know. I don't really know what I was expecting to see flying over Russia. I think one of these days, I think maybe my next flight, I think I'm going to do it on my next flight. I'm just going to take a jetliner, like an A320 or something like that, and just fly the whole route at like 3,000 feet over the ground. That way we can see a whole bunch of stuff. No, I don't think they do. Yeah, I don't know what you would do in a situation like that, man. Yeah, yeah. Those touchscreen systems. Well, even the Garmin systems. Wait, what's up, Frank? Even the ones that don't have the touchscreen, even like the Garmin 1000s, where it's like, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what you would do. What's good, Frank? How's your test go today? Did you pass? Did you show everybody how smart you is? Gotcha. That's good, Frank. Yeah. I mean, I know they got like backup systems on top of backup systems on top of backup systems, but I like flying planes with like real dials over these kind of planes. I mean, these kind of planes are cool to look at, but right, right, yeah, you're right, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if these screens went out on this plane right now, like you wouldn't have any reference of where you're at. You know, what your vertical speed is, what your, like, you wouldn't have any clue of anything. You would have to fly by feel, and that's if everything worked. Like, all the hydraulics are electric. Look, all the hydraulics are electric. All right, let's go a little 2x speed to our next waypoint here. I really wish I could use this for landing, but they don't allow it for landing anymore. Well, they did. It's weird. Like in Aerofly, you use this for landing, but in here you can't use it for landing. You can only use it for takeoffs. I like the landing feature where it shows like where, like, when you have the brake set to like 3, you know, where you're gonna wind up on the runway. Like I like the, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the microphone. I like how it shows the landing data, but yeah, I have failures turned on, but I don't really ever seem to get them. I have landed planes with no screens. I landed, before I got the Series X, when I had the Series S, I kept on running into issues where, like, all the screens would go out. And I remember landing in Bora Bora from 11,000 feet. I made the landing. From 11,000 feet down, I made the landing without any gauges or any equipment. I landed a Bay 146 without any gauges or equipment. And I think I landed, I want to say I landed the A310. Like, just outside of Australia, I think it was. I'll have to go through my videos. I've landed probably about 4 or 5 planes without any screens. I used to get this issue at, like, when I was descending. I used to get this issue while I was descending. Once I hit about 11,000 feet, all my screens would go out. So I don't really have that issue anymore. But, like, every plane that I have, I mean, I have the failures turned on. I just don't really ever, unless I miss something in the settings, I'll have to go back and play with it. I know where you, like, turn them on before you start the flight. Every other plane, though, that I can activate failures from inside the cockpit here, I always have it turned on. A couple of the small planes I have, those you have to do maintenance on, or you'll start getting failures. And then the 737 I have service-based failures turned on that one too. I have that turned on. I just never seem to get any failures. I think it would be cool one time to... Yeah, yeah. Me too. I remember one time I was flying the Mitsubishi, the MU2 Mitsubishi, and all of a sudden, like the engines just stopped, and I'm like, what the hell is going on, man? I'm like, why the engines stop? And I looked down, I was like, oh, I'm out of gas. That was like one of the first times I flew it. I had no idea that plane drank fuel the way it did, man. That thing is a thirsty that thing is thirsty. Okay. See ya. We might run out of fuel tonight. I mean, I know SimBrief said that, you know, 17,000 kilograms was enough, but that doesn't seem like enough. Oh, running out of gas? Yeah, I forget what kind of plane he flies. Isn't it like a 757 or something like that? He got some big ass plane. Some big ass Boeing he has. All right, we're in 2x speed right now. And when we get to our next turn, we'll slow down again. Oh boy. Let me look at our flight plan and see where it thinks we're supposed to descend at. Top of climb. Footbod. Oh, we got to get down to 27,000 feet in a little bit. I wonder if that's on our, I'll have to look. I wonder if that's on our flight plan here. At 27,000 feet. So we got Emder, Kamsa, and Nurka. And then after Nurka, it looks like we need to be at 27,000 feet. No, it doesn't have it in there. I wonder if I should follow the flight. I'm going to follow the flight plan in SimBrief here. Maybe the airway that we're going to be on, maybe that requires us to be at a certain altitude. I don't think it does. I looked at all the airways before I created this route tonight. Like usually I go into SimBrief and just let them automatically do it, but this time I actually created it, and all the airways I chose tonight, that's 3 airways. And each one of those airways, like, the altitude restriction was like 50-some thousand feet in the air. Like, it's... shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, once we pass Nurka, we got to get down to 27,000 feet. Alright, let's slow down to regular speed. We're getting ready to make this turn. So let's see here. So Karen, we need to be at 27,000. Let's set that for 27,000 feet. And what should our speed be? 0.79. Alright, that works. 297 is close enough. Alright, so we got 113 miles to the top of our descent. I've seen John Travolta's house down in Cabo San Lucas a long time ago, man. He got a pretty nice house, man. I love Cabo San Lucas, man. That's like my favorite place to go vacation at. God, I love that place. Last time I went there, I went with the wrong person. But overall, I really like that place. Man, just no real good camera angles. Such a shame. Well, hello, inside. Oh, yeah, me too. Kelly, is it Kelly Preston? Oh, my God. Yeah, Kelly Preston. Mm-mm-mm. Yes. Me too. Yeah, that movie was good anyways, but man, Kelly Preston was a knockout in that movie. It's a weird thing in life, isn't it? Like how women get like worse looking as they get older, but guys usually get better looking as they get older. And that's a weird thing, man. That's like it shouldn't be. Like we should both get ugly at the same time. That's why a lot of guys trade in their vehicle once it gets too many miles on it. They trade it in for a newer model. A newer model with less wear and tear. I watched a documentary on this airplane about what they had to do to make these wings flex the way they do, flex up the way they do. It was crazy the type of materials they wound up finally settling on, man. It's wild, man. It's a really cool documentary. And how this plane can like take and go like straight up in the air. It's wild, man. But yeah, I think next flight I'm gonna do with an airliner, or maybe even any plane. I'm just gonna hover. I'm just gonna stay at like 2,000 or 3,000 feet above ground and do the whole flight like close to the ground. Yeah, potatoes. They do. Very true, my friend. All right, let's plug this in at 27,000 feet. We're in VNAV path, so we should descend automatically. I don't know if it's going to do it. VNAV was acting a little weird earlier, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, they do definitely turn into potatoes. That's funny. I like how much they got the wing flex on this plane. Hey, I should be going in 2x mode, actually. Why am I not doing that? There we go. Now we're in 2x mode again. Until they come up with a good fast forward system for this game, I'm always gonna do these flights in like 2x as many times as I can. I think cruising is like the most boring part of this whole thing. They should give us something to do while we're cruising. Crossword puzzle, Super Mario Brothers, you know, Fortnite, something. Something to do while we're just sitting here. Give us a flight attendant to play with. All right, we're gonna have to slow down here and let's slow down now. You see that violent little turn? That's what I'm talking about. When you're in this speed increase and you go and it goes to make a turn, it is a violent turn, man. It is not your normal turn. It's like the only plane that does it right is PMDG. Their plane slows down right before the waypoint and then speeds back up again afterwards. Potato. Hit subscribe and hit like. Don't think about it, just do it. We're close. We're close to getting over 500. Let's get over 500. Let's get 10 likes on this video and get over 500 subscribers. Yeah. Yeah. I want to do multiple flights in Russia. I want to like cover as much of Russia as I can in an airplane and kind of see what like Siberia looks like. And I mean, that's a huge landmass they have, and I have really never flown over any parts of it. A little bit in a couple other simulators in the past, but nothing that I can remember. Just flying from like St. Petersburg to Moscow, that's, you know, like an hour. That's not much. All those little plots of land down there, those little farmlands down there. Man, where is Greece tonight? Yeah. Yep. You're right. I think it's awesome that he has that huge ass plane that he flies. I mean, most most celebrities, they just, you know, they get their pilot's license and they just, you know, get little planes. I think that's awesome that he has a big old jetliner. There we go. We're starting our descent. You can hear the engines. I'm not really sure why it has us going down to 27,000 feet here. Maybe it's the type of airspace. I doubt it's the airway we're on. But whatever the case is, our flight plan and sim brief is saying we need to be at 27,000 feet by this waypoint we're getting to now. Yep, that's what I heard. I just flew that plane last night in the simulator here. That's a fun plane to fly. That's like driving a sports car, that plane. That plane is fast. It's got a lot of cool features in it. Like all the lights are automatic. The taxi lights are automatic, the landing lights. Like the plane senses where you're at in the airport and your speed, and it puts on the correct lights you know, for that part of, you know, your trip. It's really cool. And let's see here. We're going to stay at 27,000 feet until just past Agnock, which is the last waypoint before the transition to our arrival. Yep. Yep, that Honda Jet is definitely a lot of fun. We must have leveled off. Yep. So why is our RNP and ANP in... Whoa, that is bad. Our actual navigational performance is 4.12. Wow. Wonder why it's so bad. Alright, we're back in line again. That was weird. Usually you don't see that. Usually that ANP is like almost at 0. Yeah. Yeah, they do. They all look like zombies right now. That's the truth. That would be a nice mod. Alright, and at Agnock, Bikma, we need to be at 19.1. Let's see what it says for Bikma here. It says 19.1. SS054. Oh, let me actually look at the actual arrival chart here. So 7,000 and 2,800 feet. Yep, that's correct. And then S... 0053 is 5,000. 2,700. Yep. All right. Yeah. All that's correct. All right. Let's click altitude hold here. Not too much longer until we descend. All right, our transition altitude is at 4,000 feet. Our descent height is at 100 feet. Let's check our frequency in our course. Knowing this simulator is probably plugged in already. Yep. Damn, I hate when they plug it in automatically. Fuck. It bothers me when they do that. I don't like them plugging it in automatically. I like typing in the stuff. But I think when we choose the type of approach we're doing, I think it plugs it in automatically. Let's see if this will do runway 26 left, like the 737 does. Nope, that's what I thought. All right, so let's do USSS. And then we'll do 5 miles and 10 miles. Our gross weight is 180.9. Glide slope is on. Wind correction +5. Let me see if there's any wind gusts where we're going. No wind gusts, so that's okay. All right, let's look at our forecast. Yep. All right, all that looks good. Now we should be at 0.79 actually. Oh, never mind. We were good there before. We'll just leave in 297, I guess. Make sure we'll plug in 270. Wait, 7. We look at our flight plan again. 0.79. All right, point. All right, 0.70 / All right, our top of descent's probably going to be coming up here pretty soon. We're going to slow down here momentarily. Put ourselves back in regular sim rate speed. Yeah, I don't like any of the helicopters on the simulator here. I've only ever flown one helicopter in a simulator that I actually liked. And that was in Aerofly last year. They came out with a Black Hawk, a UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter, and that thing was really cool. Like, it kind of felt what I would imagine a real helicopter would feel like. Like, it was like, it wasn't real flimsy with the steering. It was kind of heavy, and like you had to work to like fly it. I mean, it was cool. Money no object. What plane would I buy for real? Ooh. Probably like that Dassault, like the Dassault Falcon. That, or maybe like an F-35, maybe one of those two. I really like the Dassault Falcon. I like that plane a lot. What would you get? If you had $1 billion and you could buy any plane, what kind of plane would you buy? Not even $1 billion. You can just get any plane you wanted. Give me 1 second. Think of that answer. I'll be right back. Give me about 30 seconds. I got a feeling. Oh, yeah. Much better. Much better. Wow. Yep, probably the Dassault Falcon. I know it's the plane Taylor Swift owns, but I think it's a cool-ass plane. Yeah. That would be nice, too. That's a very good choice. Is it me, or does it look like those speed brakes are moving a bit while we're flying? I think that's really cool. If that, the plane last night was doing it, or 2 nights ago was doing it, the A310, but I didn't think a lot of planes in this game did that. I mean, there's a lot of planes I would really have to think hard about, like, oh yeah. Yeah, and you could fly for like all day. Like you could have a like a 20-hour party before you have to land again. You should have it set up to where you could refuel mid-flight. Just call one of the Air Force tankers over and have it refill you. There's so many planes that I like, though. Like, I do like that Honda Jet. I like the Cirrus Vision. You know. I like some of the Bombardiers. But just something about that Falcon, just, I don't know, with the 3 engines, like, it just kind of, it's really cool looking. All right, I gotta imagine our top of descent's gonna be coming up in probably about 20 miles. So we gotta be at 7,000 feet. We got 80 some miles to get there. That's 20, 40, 60. That's about 70 miles we'll need. So, I mean, I gotta imagine we're gonna be descending here soon. Well, I don't see a top of descent anywhere. Appreciate you. Good looking out. Good looking out, my man. Appreciate you. I do the same thing. All right, let's start descending because I don't see a top of descent anywhere. Actually, we'll go at like, we'll stick at 2,000 for now. Yeah, it looks like it's putting us right around the altitude we need to be at for that waypoint there. Let's let the cabin know we're descending. Yeah, if I ever won like the Mega Millions or the Powerball, which I've actually come close 3 times this past year. I've had 4 out of the 6 numbers 3 times. I won $200 each time, which is still good. But yeah, I wouldn't be one of those people you see that you read about like 5 years later that's completely broke. Like, I don't know how these people won 100 million, 50 million after taxes, and they're broke like 5 years later. Like how stupid can you be? I just put that money in something and live off the interest. Buy an index universal life insurance policy and just live off the interest. Those things get anywhere from 2% to like 6% interest every year. All right, let me pull up the checklist because otherwise we're going to get in trouble. There you go. That's a good idea. Starting an airline. Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool. I want to look at the ground tonight. Let's make it brighter outside. So earlier today, when I decided I was going to be flying in Russia, I looked up on Google like what the top 5 most populated cities in Russia. And this city that we're flying to tonight, Yekaterinburg, is like in the top 5. It was like Moscow, St. Petersburg, this place, and then there was another city farther to the east. But this was in the top 5, so I was like, well, let's fly here. Let's fly here. All right, looks like we're doing okay. That's going to give us some time to slow down. Let's slow our descent a little bit, just a touch. I don't want to get there too early, but I want to get there with enough time for us to slow down. Me either. I don't know any either. I know Moscow and St. Petersburg. That was like all I knew before I looked up any info today. Oh, wow, the pressure is 2965 there. Wow. I'm doing this way early, but if I didn't, it was going to stay yellow the whole time here, and I don't know. That kind of bothered me. All right, 2965. And let's set our decision height tonight. That's 100. There we go. Let's adjust our range a little bit. Huh. I'll have to look that up. I spent a while, like a year or two ago, looking all over like Antarctica for like weird mountains or crevices or something that like an air base or some sort of secret government kind of base could have been hidden in, because I read somewhere that like billionaires are, you know, like setting up shop there for like when the apocalypse comes, like they can just go to Antarctica and live in their cave underground. So I've been looking for like little airstrips or like little boat docks or something. I found some interesting things, but nothing, you know, that really sold me on the fact that like they're actually doing that kind of stuff. They had a Gobi Desert. That's another place. Huh. I'll have to look into Gobi Desert. I'd never thought about looking throughout there. Google Earth has got some cool shit on there, man. I mean, it's amazing how, you know, like when I was a kid, I never thought that I'd see some shit like that on Google, like Google Earth type shit. I was just happy to open up like look at a globe or open up an encyclopedia and look at the world that way. And now we can like zoom in to like the smallest little detail. It's crazy. I know I sound like an old man, but shit is true. Like, all right, let's pull up this arrival chart. We should be able to get down the 240 without me even doing anything, like with the speed brakes. And we have about 10 miles, so let's put on our signs again. Let's put on these. I had one of those too. I wasn't allowed to use it in class though. Like my math teacher was always keeping an eye on me because, you know. But that watch made such a loud beep when you would push the buttons. Like there was no way to secretly use that watch in class. I don't think. I don't think there was a way to turn the beeping off. All right, and we got to stay above 7,000 feet for the next waypoint as well. And then after that, we can start dropping our altitude down to our landing, because we are real close to landing. The airport shouldn't be too far from here. It's on our right somewhere coming up. Oh, never. You know what? That is weird. We got 50 miles to the next waypoint. Is that for real? Wow. Why would they have us at 7,000 feet for so long? Man, Russia got some weird shit. I'm now looking at this chart. We're going to be at 7,000 feet for 51 miles. Wow. That's crazy. Russia has some strange guidelines when it comes to altitude. I guess you just treat it like a bush trip. We're going to make a little turn here to the right. And then we got 51.5 miles to our next waypoint. And then after that, we can start dropping down our altitude. It's a good question. It is 6 degrees Celsius. Oh, it is. Ooh, the speed brakes do move. I just saw this shit moving. That's pretty cool. According to Navigraph, it's 8 degrees. And it's got modified visual flight rules for the landing, so I'm doing an ILS anyway, so that shouldn't matter, but yeah, it's around 6 to 8 degrees Celsius right now. There's some weird altitude rules with this flight tonight. Like getting down to 27,000 feet so quickly and then staying at 7,000 feet for 50 miles. Like that's... Huh. Was that today? I didn't hear anything about a plane crash today. That's crazy though that the fuel lines would be frozen all the way from Russia back to Heathrow. Like, there's got to be something wrong with that, or the pilots just didn't, you know, have something set right. Because, like, you'd figure by the time you get down close to the ground, you know, it'd be thawing out. But that's wild. I didn't. If that's like, oh, years ago. Okay, all right. Yeah, I was like, man, I didn't hear anything about that. Some old lady did crash through my favorite Chinese restaurant yesterday, though. So there's a restaurant near where I live. I've been going there for like 20 some years. Right next door to it is the vape shop that I go to get all my juice and, you know, all that stuff. So I went there today on my lunch break, and right next door is the restaurant, and it was all boarded up. I thought it was boarded up from like a health code violation. You know, you always hear about Chinese restaurants and health code violations. So I walked in the vape shop. I said, what the hell happened next door? I said, what, you know? And she was like, oh yeah, some old lady parked out front last night and got confused and hit the gas and drove right through their store. I was like, oh my God, that's a crazy story. I always like that scene in Me, Myself, and Irene when Hank takes over. When Hank takes over in the beginning of the movie, and he drives through the barber shop in his police car. I always found that to be funny. He's got that big white milk mustache. That movie's great. Me, Myself, and Irene. Those, I mean, a lot of those movies are so good back then. They're still good now every once in a while to watch them. You know, The Mask and Ace Ventura. Me, Myself, and Irene. I know he's a good actor. You know, and he did, you know, some other, like, you know, regular acting type stuff, like not comedy stuff, but his comedy stuff was great. You know, Bruce Almighty, that was a great movie. But yeah, Me, Myself, and Irene was probably, that's probably my favorite. That's probably my favorite Jim Carrey movie, Me, Myself, and Irene. I love his sons. And then the little short guy that his wife runs off with and has the kids from, and yeah, just and then the scene where he wakes up the next morning and his ass is all sore because Hank wanted Renee Zellweger to put all kinds of stuff in his butt, and yeah, what a great movie. Can't get away with making movies like that anymore, man. Today's society is a complete shit show. Kids never wanting to leave the house or leave their room, and everybody woke and shit. Man, it's a scary generation that's growing up now, man, with their lack of wanting to do anything and their lack of respect. I watched this trial this past week and a half. This guy in Wisconsin, this guy Nikolai Mew, he was just found guilty. He stabbed 5 kids, well, teenagers. In this, so he was in a river in Wisconsin, and one of his friends dropped the phone in the river, so he went back to try to find it. Well, there was like 10 teenagers drinking and partying on the river, and they started picking on Nikolai, and things kind of got out of hand, and they started shoving him in the water, and they were hitting him, and you know, they were really assaulting him. So he got up and took out his knife and stabbed 5 people, killed one of them. Now, I think it was self-defense. I think he could have done it without a knife. But either way, I mean, he was by himself. He just had heart surgery like a year ago before, like quadruple bypass. And you got 10 teenagers hitting on you that have been drinking, hitting, pushing you, saying all kinds of shit to you. So he pulled out his knife to defend himself, killed one kid, you know. But he didn't, like, repeatedly stab people. He just stabbed the 5 people that were hitting him. It just happened to stab one kid in the heart, and he died. But you know, he was found guilty today on all counts. He's going to spend the rest of his life in prison for defending himself. That's crazy. Like, I believe Kyle Rittenhouse defended himself. This guy should have been defending him. This guy should have been. Hopefully, they'll be able to appeal it, because like, that's a crazy ruling. I mean, I feel bad that kids died, but or a kid died, but I mean, that just goes to show. I mean, that just emboldens these teenagers that continue to be disrespectful, and they can get away with what they want to get away with. Yeah, I mean, his crew was like all the way on the other side of the river. But yeah, it's a sad story, man. He gonna spend, I mean, I think he's in his 50s, I think. But yeah, he's gonna spend the rest of his life in prison for defending himself. Supposedly, Wisconsin doesn't have a law for, like, defending yourself. Alright, let's put him on... Oh, I can't interact with this, can I? That's nice. Alright, we are almost ready to start descending again. Let's plug in... Oh, let's see here. We got to get down to 1,600 feet. Let's first plug in. Let's do auto. Let's first get down to 2,700 feet. Don't I have any kind of max? I don't have any kind of max speed. That is weird. I figured I should be slowing down here. I'm getting ready to... Alright, VNav is back in the game. Welcome back, VNav. We missed you. Alright, we're within 10 miles. Let's put our landing lights back on. Welcome back to the cut, VNav. Whoa. Hang on a second. Let me pause this real quick. Two. That's 710. Let's do 180 knots there. Uh, 2,700. Actually, we can do like 190 there, I guess. Do 190. Come on, Greg. Been a long day. 190. That's way too fast. I mean, we're like right on top of the airport at that point. Okay, that should be better now. And 220 at 5,000 B space 2,700 A. All right, very good. And what's our METAR still? It's still it's 2968 now. How about we just put some flaps into the equation, huh? Oh, checklist, you are the bane of my existence. All right, let's arm the speed brakes. Yeah. Yep. Same with me. I never really thought about these kind of things until I became a dad. Yeah, absolutely. All right, we actually got to get down to 19. That's actually our capture point right there. Oh, mandatory 2,400 feet. All right, let's stay at 2,400. Can't wait for the new sim to come out and have instant replay. Like, I like to be sitting on the wing right now watching the flaps go down and all that. Can't do it. All right, let's click approach. We are 9 miles away. Let's do speed intervention here. Let's hold our altitude. Let's do 150, I guess. Put our gear down. Yeah, we'll do 150. That sounds good to me. Yeah, man, there's no good camera angles. That sucks. Alright, looks like the glide scope just captured. Let's see here. Nope, not yet. Almost. There we go. Well, I can see why it's oh, I don't know where Grease is tonight. I did this flight because of him. He's not here. I can see why it's got modified visual flight rules. I mean, that's crazy how foggy and cloudy it is here. Well, of course, it is early in the morning here right now. It's probably like 5 in the morning. So maybe they have a lot of clouds first thing in the morning here at this part of Russia. let's see how good this thing does landing on its own. Checklist incomplete. It's the only plane in the game I'm aware of that'll... The plane will yell at you for not completing the checklist. Yeah, the usual suspects aren't here in tonight, like Frank and Grease. They're usually here for every single show.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Can't angle the plane in this mode. So I had to wait for it to descend on its own. Come on, slow down. Oh, the auto throttle's still on. No wonder we're not slowing down. Well, that's what we get for wanting to watch it from the outside. All right, well, we made it. All right, I want to look at the description of this real quick before I turn off. Because I could have sworn it said Metallica livery. Could have sworn that's what it said. All right, let's go to Marketplace. Aircraft. Categories. All right, liveries. And owned. And creator is 2Pilot. All right, installed. Yep, that's what it says, Metallica variation. That's why I chose it. Maybe they meant metallic. But even so, I only see one Aeroflot. I didn't see anything more than that. Oh yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I got the Comanche in this game, by the way, the Piper Comanche. But I'll check out that video, the A2A Comanche. Where? Let me see if they have it in here. Nope, I don't see it. See, there's the regular one that we should have had. Like, that's the regular one, and I think the silver one we flew is the metallic version, but it says Metallica. That's why I chose Aeroflot tonight. I was like, man, we're gonna fly a Metallica airplane. I was like, that'd be pretty wild. Let me just go scan through these pictures real quick, and then I'm gonna shut it down and get ready for tomorrow. Fly Dubai. Hawaiian. Iberia, Latam, Lufthansa, United, Virgin Atlantic, and WestJet. All right. Now that this is done, let me choose a different airplane real quick, and I'm gonna erase the liveries. So whenever I'm done with a livery, I delete it. That way it doesn't mess up the sim. All right, so we can erase this one. Unless it's from the actual developers, like PMDG. Other than that, I usually erase the livery packs when I'm done with it. Yeah, Comanche, Caribou, PC-12, toolbar. Where is... Did I miss it? Oh, this one right here. This is it. Deluxe upgrade. No, I thought there was another one from 2Pilot. Let me delete this and see what happens. Alright, I think that'll fix it. Let's see what liveries we have now for the... Nope, still have it. Alright, so that wasn't it. Let's go back. Content manager. Here we go. That right there. Discovery flights. Embraer. What a piece of shit that plane is in this game. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's just run through these and we'll call it a night. Landing challenge, landing challenge, landing challenge. The Zeppelin, Gregorio Luperon, Nordic, Northern Air Cargo, Oceanic, PMDG, 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 Reykjavik, Victoria, Independence, UK, Westport. Okay, good. All right, so let's delete that. Very good. Now we should be all cleaned up again. Yep. All right, very good. All right, so we're going to end it here. I'll be back tomorrow night. Same time, same place. Hit that subscribe, hit that like button. If you guys got any ideas on stuff you want to see, hit me up. You know, I'm only one person over here trying to figure out what you guys might want to see. So if there's something that you want to see and you haven't seen it yet, or you want to see it again, hit me up in the comments of one of my videos and let me know. Otherwise, I will see y'all tomorrow on the next episode of the Airplane Show on the Friday night payday show. That's what I'm talking about. 2 favorite days of the week. Friday night and payday night. That's what I'm talking about. I will see y'all tomorrow. Be good to yourself. Be good to me. Subscribe, hit that like button, and I will see y'all beautiful people over the beautiful skies of Mother Earth